Ah, there you go, Finn. Here, you got it. The thing about training a dog to catch a Frisbee is you want to use the lightest Frisbee possible. And many of these Frisbees that they sell online, they look good, but they throw lousy and they don't float. The chuck it is fairly decent, but as far as like getting your dog to catch a Frisbee, you can't buy a product that's going to help your dog catch a Frisbee. This cost $1 at a dollar store. This is 7 3/4 inch, so it's a perfect size for a dog like Finn. If you bought a Frisbee that was too big, a 9-inch for Finn, no, that's not going to work. All the Frisbees that are made out of rubber, the Kong Frisbee, all those are way too heavy, and when you throw them, they sink like a rock. So the chances of your dog learning how to catch them, they're not going to be able to do it. These are the best Frisbees that you can use, something that's super light like this. This is real light. It's not of a real high quality, but you can also just buy like a regular Frisbee, a smaller Frisbee does work great. You do not want to use Ultimate Frisbee. Those are extremely heavy and extremely big. That might be like a 9-inch Frisbee. You want as light as possible. I hope this makes sense, but he just learned this. He just learned this, and getting him to do it, if I would have been using a real heavy Frisbee, you're just wasting your money. You can't buy a product that is going to make your dog trained or get your dog to do something. You have to spend time with the dog, and you have to buy. Don't think about like, well, this is expensive, so it's going to be better. That's not the way that it works. There you go, buddy. Nice, Ben. Here. Come on, buddy. Nice job, dude. Nice. This costs $1, and it floats real nice. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it costs $1. Even if you used this in one session and it didn't work again, who cares? Replace it. Like I said, like if you go to Walmart, you can buy something like this. It's a little higher quality. It's a few bucks. Finn, what are you looking at? It's a few bucks, but they sell something similar that's like a Frisbee. It's real light. That's what you want. Don't think that buying one of the rubber Frisbees is, you can't spend money on your dog. There is no substitution for your dog. You know, spending time with your dog. You feel guilty, so you buy Barkbox. You know what your dog's going to be? It's going to be a mess. It is. It's going to be a mess. You're taking the wrong approach. Your dog wants you to, hey, Finn, sit down, sit up. Your dog needs you to spend time with it. That's what they need. Thinking that because, you know, something and a package arrives and there's some kind of treats in there, and then you've conditioned the dog to be excited because a package is arriving, you're doing the wrong thing. You're better off not buying that garbage, not buying Barkbox, and just spending some time training the dog. And when I mean training your dog, it's very simple. Let me give you an example of training a dog for 1 minute, okay? Watch what I do with Finn. This is very simple. Heel. Sit. Heel. Sit. Heel. Sit. That's good. Good boy, Finn. Sit. Finn, heel. Sit. That's very good. Good boy. Good boy. Heel. Sit. Good boy. Hey, back up a little bit, brother. Heel. A little bit more here. Back it up. Back it up. Sit. There you go. Good boy. Heel. Good boy. Sit. Now, I don't know if that was a minute, but you get the point. During this, he was way out ahead at that one point. I made him back up. That's training the dog. That's sending the correct message to the dog. You're doing it wrong at that point. You want to do that. You need to do that with the dog to make sure that you have a good relationship with your dog, that the dog sees you as a competent leader. I hate using that term, but I haven't figured out something that's better than that. But that's the point. You use discipline, making sure that the dog does it right. It isn't about the dog just sits down, it's that the dog sits down proper in the proper place and is doing it as an implied stay. There you go. Good job, buddy. Here. Give me another one, buddy. Oh, nice one, Finn. Good job, brother. Nice, Finn. Here. Yeah, there you go, buddy. Here. Here. There you go, nice catch. That's it. It isn't, oh, if he was sitting 6 inches out in front, six inches behind, or six inches out to the side, he's doing it wrong. That's when you stop, correct the dog, and make sure that they do it right. That makes for a healthy, happy dog. What are you looking at, Finn? Oh, there's all these birds coming here. We're right next to the plate of rice and cheese. I just saw a guy emptying this out. This is for pigeons. There's cheese in there. What an idiot, okay? What an idiot. Pigeons aren't supposed to eat cheese. That's just garbage that he didn't want to eat. It's freaking garbage, man. Birds aren't supposed to eat white bread. By giving them white bread and stuff like that, you're starving them. You'd be better off not feeding them. You know, and this is totally inappropriate. Cheese? No, dude. I want to say something to him, but he's going in this like sort of old folks home looking thing. It's like, it's gross though. It's like cheese. He's putting cheese out there. What's that, for the rats? Is that for the rats, dude? That's fucking foul. That the idiot from across the street left for the pigeons. And these brown sparrows too. They shouldn't be eating cheese. They shouldn't. This is totally unhealthy. If you notice, Finn isn't going for it, you know. It's gross. There's like cheddar cheese or American cheese in there. Anyway, the point is, work your dog. Finn, leave the little birds alone. But be specific with the dog. Make sure the dog is doing it the correct way. This, the cheap Frisbee, floats the best. You can bump them up to a regular small Frisbee. Just don't use the ultimate Frisbee, but use something that's light so it floats through the air so the dog can learn to catch it. I was looking for something like this for the Caine, Luna. If this was not, if it was this material, but instead of it being 7 3/4, it was even 7, Luna could probably catch this now. And this would float in the air better than the Chuck It. Something like this. I think she could catch something like this. But if they made a size smaller than this, it'd be great. Watch this clip. A bunch of kids start distracting Finn. Watch them walk by. They're making noises. The adults that are in charge of the kids are not, you know, they're not taking care of the kids. Tell them to stop it. The kids are just doing it anyway. You know, calling to the dog. So I stop. Because you would need to build on success, and there's too much of a distraction with the kids. So then when the kids pass, we start doing Frisbee again. Check out Finn, he's working. What's he doing? He's standing at heel and he's holding the Frisbee for me. He's a good boy. Good boy, Fannington. Finn doesn't like Trump either. Finn told me he's a Republican too, but he does not like Trump. He's like me. You know, maybe it was me influencing him when he was a puppy, but he doesn't like him. Let's see what he has to say about Trump. Finn, what do you think of Trump? Finn, what do you think of Trump?
Well, he's a fucking jerk. He's a fucking asshole, Caine. Manafort's fucking flipped. His son's going to jail.
Finn thinks that Donnie Jr. is going to jail. I think he might be right. That's what Charlie's dad said. Charlie's dad is a lawyer. He gets it.
Dude, you don't have to be a fucking lawyer to know that Trump's a criminal. That's a crime family, Caine.
I do agree with Finn. I'm so fucking bummed out about the Republican Party right now. You know, yeah, I've always voted Republican except once. Actually twice. But I'm old, so I do consider myself a Republican, but wow, they look bad, man. It seems like it's the party of greed, the party of, that backs, that wants to have the racists backing them. That's what it is. It used to be the Democrats that would try and pick up that, 23% of the population that is totally racist, but that's not the case anymore. It's the Republican Party. I don't know. Bums me out. They're for like, it just seems like my party just doesn't care about morals and what is right and fair play. And the Democratic Party seems that that's what they're about. That's sort of a problem, because if they're not gonna fight fire with fire, see what I'm saying? You get, I don't know. We're on this planet for such a short period. You should try and do what's right. And you're not gonna always do what's right. You aren't. And we're humans. We're flawed. But at least make an effort. When it's so obvious that it's wrong, come on. This Kavanaugh guy, they can't wait another week. They can't give this woman the respect of just saying, okay, let's have the FBI talk to, the guy that was supposedly in the room. Come on. The GOP just looks horrible. Horrible. I'll tell you what, there's people like me that would be really hard pressed to vote Republican again. And I'll tell you something, there's gonna be a lot of women that are just like, they're like, screw this, they're gonna come out to vote and they aren't gonna vote Republican. Any woman that voted for Trump and has a sense of like, this is wrong, it's not gonna vote Republican again. Like if it was a Democrat that voted Republican for Trump, and they see what's going on in the Republican Party and how there's this misogynistic bullshit, they're not gonna vote for Trump, or they're not gonna vote Republican. They're destroying the Republican Party, and the Republican Party used to stand for something. They used to stand for morals. Now we have a president that looks like he's in bed with the Russians. It looks pretty screwed up.